Alô, meninos. It's Tasha from Casa de Tacha. You guys, I'm so sorry that I haven't been able to upload a video. I was sick last week. I know it's TMI, but I had a UTI and it was painful. It was my first time I ever had it. And I honestly needed a lot of rest. Like, I slept most of the days. Like, I would go to work, but I would literally sleep up until like an hour to half an hour before I had to get ready to go to work. It was pretty bad. I even got into like a little funk, which sucked. It was a pretty crazy week too, actually, because it was my mom's birthday week. Her birthday was the 8th of February, and I like to go all out for my parents' birthdays. So for my mom, I had her birthday planned like a month in advance. Let me tell you something. That shit had me stressed. A month before her birthday, I decided to order a cake for her from this baker that does like really beautiful cakes, with like fondant, like they do like sculptures and stuff like that. Very detailed cakes. So I had this cake in mind for my mom. She has a Welsh Terrier. So, and she loves her Welsh Terrier. So I thought, wouldn't it be cute to have like this cake where the cake is a gift box and his head is just like popping out. Mad cute. I found actually my cousin found a picture online and sent it to me, and I'm like, this is perfect. I'm gonna send it over to the baker, let them know what I want. I was very specific with the color of the fur that I wanted for the dog. It was in the picture it was kind of like a white gray type of terrier. Mine's is brown, black, and tan. So I sent them that. I let them know the kind of cake I wanted. Not because I wanted it, but my mom, she told me she wanted a red velvet cake with cannoli cream, no chocolate chips. Sent that. I told them what colors to incorporate to the cake as far as like the gift box goes. So I was pretty detailed with what I wanted. I even told them, hey, let me know if you can execute this vision, because it was a very detailed cake. And I'll be posting a picture of what the cake is supposed to look like. So just remember this picture. Just remember what it's supposed to look like. So aside from that, sent the cake. That was a month ago. So I'm like not stressing about it. Cake is paid off. They told me that they can execute my vision. All good. So now I'm just worried about like reservations to like a restaurant, putting together goodie bags, like getting a gift, like all that. Cool. So I found out that I have my, the UTI like 2 days before. So my mom, like during my mom's birthday, like I was feeling, pain, even though I was on antibiotics, and I just wasn't really fully there, but I was still making sure that everything was going perfectly. The first thing that I had planned to do like in the afternoon was go pick up my mom's cake. Took an Uber, got there in like 15 minutes. The Uber driver and I was talking. He was like one of those cool Uber drivers that's just like, oh, like what brings you here? Like, what are you gonna do here? And I'm just like, oh, I'm just picking up a cake for my mom. It's her birthday today, and she has no idea what kind of cake I'm getting her. Like, it's all a surprise. And he's like, oh, can I see, like, do you have any pictures of what the cake's supposed to look like? And I was like mad proud because the cake looked really dope. So I showed it to him. He's like, whoa, that's the cake? That's what they did? And I'm like, oh no, that's not the one they did. This is the, like, basically like a mock-up. This is what I want it to look like. So that's what I'm picking it up right now. I'm so excited. And he's like, if you want, you can add another stop so I can take you back so you don't have to wait for an Uber. So I was just like, all right, like, whatever. Like, add another stop so he could just take me back home. So he's like, this stranger is also looking forward to see what this cake is gonna look like in person. So I arrived to the place, and side note, I'm not gonna mention the name of the bakery. So, get there. I pick up the cake. What I asked for was not what I got. It was not what I got. I am shook. I'm still shook that this happened to me. I'm in pain. Just keep in mind, I'm in pain in the midst of all of this. What the hell? I look at the person who was like giving me the cake, because it's not the baker, and I'm just like, my mom's gonna flip. And I didn't say it as a compliment. Maybe they thought it was a compliment because he was like, it's good, right? And I'm like, I was speechless. Why the hell was this head so... I just don't understand why the head was like over the cake, like longer. Why was the snout so... Like, Welsh, like they violated. Like, Welsh Terrier snouts are not that long. How come this Welsh Terrier is sky blue, gray, white, like little pastel purple? What the fuck happened to the black, brown, and tan that I asked for? This is all going through my head while I'm like holding this heavy ass cake at that. It's a heavy cake. And then I'm usually like an impulsive person, and like if I get mad or like upset, like I express it. I've been doing a lot better with not reacting on the spot, you know, like when I'm mad. So I took a deep breath and I thought to myself, you know what? I have to get back home because I have to get ready. I have to beat my mom's face, and I'm gonna have to like go to the restaurant soon after. So there's no time for this to be fixed, like virtually no time for it to be fixed. I said, my mom doesn't know what the cake looks like, so maybe she'll still like it. It's a thought that counts. Like, she's not gonna question it. I'll tell you who did know what the cake looked like. My father, the Uber driver, my cousin who sent me the picture, and my other cousin who was like, oh, look, this is the cake that I ordered. Like, she's gonna love it, right? When I walked to the Uber driver opened up the trunk because it was a big cake and it was heavy. And he looked at it and he was like, that's your cake? And he looked like he didn't want to say nothing, like he didn't want to make me feel bad. But I was like, I'm not happy about it. We got into the car and he's like, well, it doesn't look that bad. Like, it doesn't. And I'm like, it's not what I asked for. I already knew I was going to email the baker the next day, but I wanted the day to go by first to see like how my mother reacted, because then at least I could have been like, hey, just want to let you know this isn't what I asked for. Like, although my mother enjoyed it, like next time I would appreciate it if you did what I asked, or if you couldn't do it, at least tell me, hey, I can't do this, but you know what, I have a suggestion, like what we can do for the cake. You know, like something like that, because they left such an impression on me with the first cake I ever ordered for them that I would have been like, you know what, okay, that's fine. Like, I would have been open to it, but they didn't do that. Now I'm heading home, getting dressed, beating my face, mom too. Now we're going to the restaurant. We go to the restaurant and the cake could not hold. When we got there, the snout split in half and it fell. That's when we found out it's made out of Rice Krispies. We saw there was wooden sticks poking. I'm going to show you a picture. Wooden sticks were poking out. The sticks were so short that the Rice Krispie wasn't even like holding on to it. I had to run to a Key Food to buy some skewers, like the barbecue skewers, to MacGyver this shit. I was so pissed off. I was already nervous, and on top of that, I'm in pain. So I'm like stressing out, trying to MacGyver this shit, and this is what it ended up looking like after I did my best putting it together. And I'm looking at it, and I'm just so like mad. Like, what the fuck? First of all, like, This doesn't even, this looks like Clifford. Like the first thing I thought it looked like Clifford. Now the vibe is like set, the party, everyone's happy. I'm like low-key stressing, but I'm also having fun. We're finishing all the food. I'm dreading this part. I gotta take out. We're in a restaurant that is packed. And you know damn well when everybody says happy birthday, they're singing the song, everyone is looking at your table. Darling. When we put the candles on this cake and we took it out and we set it on the table, the snout fell and my mother said, "Is that a horse? Is that a horse head?" And I said, "No, I think it's a crocodile." Yo, this cake looked like a lot of things. Now it's time to cut the cake. Girl, when I cut the cake, it was like frosting heavy. And aside from that, it was filled with chocolate chips. The same exact thing I asked to not be in the frosting because my mom hates chocolate chips. She didn't even eat the cake. I wrote an extensive email the next day. I was like, let me sleep on it because I might get crazy with the email. Like I might get disrespectful. So I'm like, let me sleep on it. Let me not get crazy because, you know, this person hasn't been like disrespectful or mean to me. Like, take a deep breath. Yo. I sent them the email. They apologized to me. Now, I got my refund. But, yeah. That really happened. Cake gone wrong. Moral of the story is don't bite off more than you can chew. Humble yourself. I mean, it was a humbling experience. I mean, I was showing off a little bit, but to family, I'm like, look at this cake, look at this cake. And then when I fucking picked it up, I got a fucking dragon from Neverending Story. I got freaking Shaft and balls. I got a fucking crocodile. Anyway, that's my story of the day. Y'all gonna see me cook next week.